Let me step back and see if we can get a wider view. Okay, so I wanted to show you what my situation was right now. Hello in the mirror, in the reflection. I'm about to change my whole setup for my perfumes, and I'm changing, like I'm moving these bookshelves in another room, and this has been my setup for the last, I guess, year at least. But actually everything is kind of disorganized and not the way I would like it. So at first what I had initially was I had all of like my designer fragrances on this side, and I had them all separated by house. And then as you get lower, it gets chaotic. Like here, yes, there's a little bit of like Jean Paul Gaultier together. There's some Valentino. There used to be my Narciso all there, but it's down here now. So yeah, it's kind of chaotic. I have all of these down here. I have some more down here, some more designer fragrances. All my Mugler is down here. And to be honest, like I feel like the last shelf is like sad and neglected. I do end up neglecting it a little bit, but also I literally like it feels like it is neglected because it's the bottom shelf, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's that shelf here. I want to go through all of these fragrances, even though I know I would find it so hard to just barely say anything about each fragrance. And I feel like you have to when you have this many fragrances. I'm sure some of you would love for me to spend a long time talking about every fragrance, but I know that would take forever. And I've never done a full collection video, and I've been meaning to do one for a really long time. So I think I am going to do that. And I thought I was going to do it with this setup, but I'm thinking, you guys, that I need to change my setup. I think I'm going to sort everything by scent type instead of by house, you know? And it looks so orderly and nice when I do it that way, you know, where you see every single house with all of the beautiful bottles that match and everything. But it makes me neglect certain fragrances, and it also, I don't know, I feel like it makes me biased towards like certain sections of my collection, and it makes me ignore certain fragrances that I think I wouldn't if I had actually grouped them by scent type. Yeah, so that's my designer fragrance collection. Probably one of the more organized parts. Then here we have an eclectic bunch because I think there are still some designer fragrances. Here, okay, these are recent additions. I have Lattafa Angham, which I absolutely love, and I already have a little bit of a dent and I haven't had it that long. Affection, which I do like. And I did also get Eclair, which my son absolutely adores. I like it, not as much as I like Angham. I hope I'm saying that okay. Angham. But it's still nice. Like it's nice. It's a very gourmand scent. Like I don't know what else to say right now. There's something a little bit plasticky about it that like it's not enough to bother me, but I do sense it, and it's actually. I feel like people have complained about the performance, and maybe it's because comparing to the original that is duping, Bianco Latte, which I have not tried myself, that one is supposed to be so strong. So maybe compared to that one, but I'm not comparing it to that one. It's just as a fragrance, I actually find it very potent, very strong. And I don't need more than a couple of sprays. I'm not an oversprayer to begin with, but it's on the stronger end for me. So these are new additions that have now, like, upset my collection here. Like, that's not supposed to be there. Actually, I had like my Middle Eastern fragrances at some point were all supposed to be here, but now everything is chaotic again. So anyway, those are supposed to be down there. I had my Kayali's up here. I have a couple travel minis that are missing because they are on my perfume tray. I have some Kayali's over here. Man, it's like I can't help it. I want to start talking about them and like show you the fragrances. But that's not for this video, okay? It's not for this one. But here you've got these fragrances. And then I have some Maïssa in the background. Those ones were gifted to me. I have my only Maison Francis Kurkdjian. I can never pronounce it properly. Maison Francis Kurkdjian, or just MFK. I'm just going to say MFK right now. 724. I do have a dent in this one. This one was gifted. Oh my God, why is that dirty? This one was gifted to me, but I really love this fragrance. It's kind of like the fragrance that made me start falling in love with fresh scents, which was not my thing before, but I really love this one, and it's very strong and clean and very fresh and clean. Some Penrose. I'm not going to go into details, but I will say I had a very negative experience with Penrose that made me not want to promote them anymore, and kind of makes me like not want to wear them. It's weird. Like, it was such a like negative experience that had to do with, like, first of all, a really bad experience with them reaching out to me and basically ending up like making me paying full price for something that was supposed to be PR that I wouldn't have bought myself. Like, it was just weird. It was a weird thing. And then they kind of like ghosted me, but no, anyway, I'm not going to get into it, but it was just weird. And it was as if it's like I wasn't important enough for them to deal with. It was just, there was something yucky about it. So unfortunately, it then made me feel yucky about the brand, which is really too bad because I really liked their fragrances. And I was wanting, like, I really liked Pillow Talk or Poet. I forget. Anyway, I really liked that one and I wanted to add it. But then after that experience, I was just so turned off by them. It was really weird and icky. So because of that, I'm not really talking about them anymore. We have Juliet Has a Gun, which I have a lot of here. I really like those fragrances. These are a lot of niche or clean fragrance brands. I've got Seven Virtues over here. I've got Nest. I've got Ellis Brooklyn. Some Maison Louis Marie. I'm like literally showing you my collection a little bit too much right now, but I did want to show it to you in this setup before I change it because I do think it looks cute. It's a little messy right now, but when all the houses are kind of together, So those are all my Skylers. Most of my Skylers were actually received in PR. Yeah, I bought a couple of them and then the rest were received in PR, and I really like most of them. There's like maybe a couple that I like less. And again, I should do this in another video. But like Midnight Moon has a very heavy, like earthy patchouliness to it that I think can smell like it can go into BO territory. So there's something about that makes it scary for me to put on. Like, I'm scared that it's going to turn weird. But it is an interesting scent, and it's definitely a lot more masculine than most of their fragrances. So that's one of the ones that I'm not as in love with. Well, and like that I don't wear that one. I would say that's the only one that like I don't really wear. Or like I've tried it once, but I don't go for that one. And I would say Peach Fields. I have a thing where I don't love peaches. I don't love peach. I've come to realize I don't love peach in fragrance. I'm not really sure why, to be honest. but there's something about it that just doesn't feel me. So not a bad fragrance, but it's not my go-to. And Lime Sands as well, just because for that type of fragrance, I prefer Pink Canyon almost every time. So my favorites. Oh, and Sunkissed Dahlia was actually a pleasant surprise. I really like this one. Pink Canyon, I would say Vanilla Sky and Boardwalk Delight. Wait, is that Boardwalk Delight? Boardwalk Delight. Actually, I really like Coconut Cove too. Those are probably my favorites from Skylar. Anyway, I shouldn't have done that because I should do it with all of them. But anyway, that's what I have for now. I have this Nest fragrance too that's like discontinued and probably very hard to find. Midnight Fleur. I also have the perfume oil of it, and very rich patchouli, dark scent, but still sweet. And I go through phases where I really like it and phases where I'm like, I don't love it, because it also has this like dark ambery quality to it that again can smell a little bit dirty. Then we have some of my more affordable fragrances. This is like chaos, you guys, chaos. I have a lot of Swiss Arabian. I have some Latafa. I have some Rosassi. This is not actually that affordable. The Attar collection. I have some Lalique over here. I have some body sprays, some Sol de Janeiro body sprays there. And then here I have all of my celebrity fragrances, like legit, affordable, cheaper fragrances. I have quite a few there. And then here I have, I think what these were was affordable designer fragrances and a little bit of celebrity. There might still be there, but these are all fragrances that were mostly a little bit more affordable designer. And yeah, so this is my second bookshelf, and I think I will go through these next time I set up my whole fragrance collection in the new way. Let me know how you set up your fragrances, what you think makes more sense. Because yeah, I've been doing this for years, this setup. Not exactly the same every time, but definitely separated by house. And I don't know, I think it'd be really cool to see it separated by scent. And then you would see, you know, a super affordable, maybe you'd see like a super affordable fragrance right next to a super expensive niche or designer fragrance. And I think that would be an interesting setup. So that's my second one right there. And then here in my final one, we have up here, I have like a lot of samples. Just like, this is not even everywhere I have samples, but I do have a lot of samples in here. I have notes in there too on the samples. I can't even close it. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, it's because of this glue. Okay. What else? This is a tiny little amount left that I have of Alien Essence Absolue by Thierry Mugler. I have like a little, tiny little amount left in there. Here I have, let's see. Oh, these were sent in PR as well. They're actually nice. It's like a solid perfume. I thought when they were sending me stuff, I thought they were sending like the actual fragrances, and they sent these. And while I appreciate it, I'm not a big like lotion or solid perfume person, so it's not like I don't reach for this, you know, even though they're very nice. The scents themselves are very soft. And you have like tuberose. They're great like base layering scents. Muguet or Lily of the Valley. You have oak moss. I think sandalwood. And musk. Yeah. They're very nice, and I think they're aesthetically pleasing too with this tube. But I will say that one of them, I forget which one, I think it was the oak moss, they were not easy to open. Like you have to pierce here, and they have like a tool to do it. And when I did it, everything like oozed out, like gushed out. And one of the tubes on the end here like broke open. And so partly because of that, I didn't feel comfortable like advertising them, you know, because I just think the packaging is kind of faulty. And if I had bought that and I had lost a bunch of product like I did with one of the tubes, I would have been pretty disappointed. But the product is nice. Like if you like that sort of fragrance format, you know, it's like a silicone gel. It's like if you've ever had like the Smashbox primer. Let me see if I can open it for you. It's basically like that, you know. It's like you can see like it come out a little bit like that, like a little gel. Just put some on my hand. This one is the Muguet. And so yeah, it's just like a silicone sort of base. So these are those, and then these are all like my travel sprays over here. I've got some more here, a lot of travel sprays. I have a lot of minis like this. I have one like solid perfume of La Vie est Belle. When I first met my partner, like 13 years ago, he had these in his bathroom. And he never uses these. I think he got them as a gift or something, but I thought they were cute, and they don't smell that bad. Like, they smell very manly cologne-like. I don't know. I forget which one I like the most. It might have been the black one, but it might have also just been the original. I'll have to go through them again. So, a lot of like minis over here. A lot of samples here again. A lot of samples. I have some Histoire de Parfum 15 mLs, which actually I think is a really, really great size. And it's beautiful. Like, it doesn't feel like a travel size, you know. It's like, it feels like a full perfume to me. This was a really cool set that I found at Winners that I'm really glad I got of these minis from Clean Reserve. But it's like the Garden Reserve collection or something like that. So they're like limited edition or special edition fragrances by Clean. A lot of niche travel size samples here. This one I went through a whole other one too. Beach Hut Woman. I don't know, a lot. This Juliet Has a Gun. Which one? Magnolia Bliss, a nice like fresh fruity fragrance. A lot. There's so many. This one I actually have never tried. Tom Ford Rose Prick. By the Fireplace. So anyway, a lot of travel sprays. These are all like my roller balls. A lot of roller balls. Over here, I will go through these maybe another time, like I said. Then these are all my niche fragrances. This looks like it's going to collapse. I have some Killian over here. I have some, my two Parfum de Marly, two Amouage, a little bit Théo Cabanel. I have some Xerjoff, and some one-off brands like Nicolas Parfumeur, Annick Goutal, and Arabia 5. What else do I have? I have a little Nichane collection. I have a few like small little travel Nichanés that are honestly so cute. I think, again, these are 15 ml. But like, unless it's a fragrance you're wearing all the time, if you have a lot of fragrances, 15 ml I just think is so cute, so perfect. And it, honestly, to me, that feels like a full size. So a lot of those. Ghost in the Shell. I have one Inicio, and this was a partial bottle. A lot of these were either, let's see, none of these were PR. Was any of this PR? one of my Zerjoffs was PR, but it's not here. It's on my tray right now. It's Naxos. But no, all of this was bought by me. But things were not always bought, like some things were bought like secondhand. Like this was bought secondhand, like on a fragrance group. A few of them were like, oh, sorry, no, these were PR. Tio Cabana was PR. But anyway, I was saying that because this Initio bottle is like only like a third of the bottle, but I think the bottle is beautiful and I love the fragrance and I don't wear it often, so it's enough for me. Down here I have some Mancera, I have some Alexander J, I have a little bit of Prada, some Micallef, Atelier des Arts, some Montal, some Van Cleef and Arpels, and also some Memo. So, and a few like loners, like this Vicanto fragrance and Hermetica and a few others. So yeah, and then on the very bottom, I just have a bunch of like boxes of different fragrances. So my plan is to consolidate all of these fragrances, hopefully in less space, perhaps. I don't know. I have other shelving up there that I might be using. I'm still not sure, but what I am sure of, and part of me is like resisting it because I love how it looks like with, you know, the cute bottles that go together and all of that. But what I've noticed for myself, okay, so honestly, in the last year or two, I very rarely reach for my niche fragrances. I just don't often find a reason to wear them because first of all, they tend to be a little bit stronger. And I don't really have occasions where I want a very strong fragrance. It's just not part of my lifestyle right now. Definitely for things like Montal and Mancera. And also, most of them are not like easy reach fragrances. Like there's a specific occasion I want to wear them for. And I've been wearing a lot of more easy to wear versatile fragrances. And so I still wear these, but they're not my most worn fragrances. I would say that a lot of my most worn fragrances now, aside from the ones that are on my current perfume tray, this is my perfume tray that I'm talking about. It's quite out of date, and you'll understand why after you see my next video, my next video. I will talk about that, but this is what I have on my perfume tray. A lot of it is what I've used in the last year or two, actually. So anyway, I have this La Fleur Bouquet by Afnan. It's supposed to be a dupe for Fleur Narcotique by Ex Nihilo, but I've never smelled that one. It does smell a little bit like My Way, but fruitier, airier, and fresher than My Way. Blanche Bête, which I've spoken about before. I don't wear this often at all. It reminds me of my son's first piano recital, which is the first time that I wore it. And since then, sometimes I find it a little heavy-handed. So I rarely wear this, but I wear it sometimes. And it does have like a very emotional sort of connection. I have a very emotional connection to it. Let's see. It's not as easy wearing as I thought it would be. Then we have, am I really going to go through all of them? I guess I'll go just through the ones that are on my tray. Floral Shock, which is a more gardenia forward, summery version of Black Opium. It's a very kind of easy reach fragrance for me that's still kind of sweet. I say sweet, like that I can still wear in the summertime. And let's see, we have Angham Gold, which I have liked. It does have like a little bit of like a cross between a sweet, fruity, powdery, marshmallow-esque sort of fragrance, but with a lot of drier sheet. It's like kind of like similar feeling to Boardwalk Delight, not in the smell. It doesn't smell exactly like it, but where it's like not exactly gourmand. There's something about it that feels very like fresh laundry like at the same time. I don't know, it's kind of strange, but it works. It's definitely a very strong fragrance, and I have worn it quite a bit. We have Nebras by Latafa back here, which I have worn a lot, and it's always been kind of like a staple for the winter for me. Very yummy, warm, chocolatey, spicy, vanilla-y, gourmand. Neon Black Opium is one of my favorite black opiums. It has a strong like pitaya, or what is the other name for that fruit? Anyway, I forget, but it has that juicy, fruity quality to it that I really like, especially in the spring and summer. But black opiums, like in the summer, I'm not going to wear that if I'm going out in nature, or I say nature because I feel like it would attract bugs. So it's not like, it's just a little dusty here. Yeah, it's still like a pretty heavy fragrance for the summer. If you ask me, someone who is not an oversprayer and doesn't want the entire world to smell me. Yeah, but if that is you, then that's definitely summer appropriate. Lust for Sun, Juliet Has a Gun. I've worn this a lot in the summer. Very floral. It's supposed to be coconutty too, but it's very floral, very yellow floral, very summery smelling fragrance, a little bit sunscreeny. I like this one a lot. I also really like vanilla vibes though, and I think because this was the newer one, I was wearing this one a lot, but if I had to pick between the two, I think I would prefer vanilla vibes. You by Glossier. I've worn this a lot. I'm about halfway through this bottle. Banana Republic Gardenia and Cardamom, a very simple summer fragrance that also I will wear very casually. Don't really have to think too much about it. Very Tom Ford, Eau de Soleil Blanc, that kind of fragrance, you know. Flower Bomb we have over here, which is a very old flower bomb that I have, and it was gifted to me by a friend, so it's kind of like sentimental in that way, and I don't use it very often, but I do really like it. I was trying to use this Dolce Floral Drops because it's a very fresh, summery sort of fragrance. I think it has like pear in it. It might have pear, I don't know, and like lotus. Anyway, it's fresh, it's watery, or it might be apple. I think it's apple, yeah. And I don't have much to say about it. I don't love it, I don't hate it. It's very average to me. Let's see what else. Of course, we have Zadig & Voltaire, which I love. I don't use this very often anymore, but I still love it, and I like to come and smell it out of the bottle. And this is another fragrance that I used a lot, which is Missing Person by Fleur. And again, I'll talk about it in my next video, but I'll probably use some of these fragrances. I will probably use more than others for a reason that I will discuss in my next video. Let's see what else really quickly, what I have here. I rarely wear this, but I still love this fragrance, Amber Oud Rouge. Here we go. I have some dent in it, but I rarely wear that now. This is Scarlet Poppy Intense. I don't love it as much as I used to, but I do still like it. It does have a creamy powderiness to it that almost borders into like cherry almond, even though there's none of that. It's like barley and I forget what. It's sometimes compared to Killian Rolling in Love. It doesn't smell like it, but it has the same texture. And so you'll smell it. Like if you smell them side by side, you'll be like, oh, they have this velvety soft texture to them, but they don't smell the same. This one's a little bit more of like a, I want to say nutty, even though it doesn't really have any nuts in it, but there's something kind of like rich and nutty about it, whereas Rolling in Love is definitely very floral, very tuberous heavy, although it does also have almonds in it, I think. Yeah, they have a similar texture, but they don't smell the same. What else do we have here? Oh, here we have Eden Kayali Juicy Apple, which I've used a few times. This is Utopia. I have this in the full size too, but sometimes I would use the travel size. What else? Oh, and then we have Irrésistible Givenchy, a very easy reach, kind of easy to wear fragrance again for the spring and summer. that's pretty much like what I had on my tray right now. Oh, what else? Oh, and then there was this too that I was trying to try. Serge Lutens Féminité du Bois. It's just too warm and spicy and slightly animalic to me. So it's an interesting fragrance. I like it smelling it out of the atomizer, like out of the bottle, but I don't feel comfortable really wearing that most of the time. So, but if I were to wear it, it would definitely be in the fall and summer. Definitely cold weather. Definitely would not wear that with any kind of heat. So yeah, that's pretty much the fragrances that I have on my tray. And like I said, you'll know, I'll talk about it in my future video, the video coming out after this, but I'm not wearing a lot of perfume right now. But if I am wearing perfume, it does tend to be Fleur Missing Person, Glossier You, although now I'm finding out that maybe this one I should wear less of. La Fleur Bouquet I've also worn in the summer, as well as Juliet Has a Gun, and then winter, the Lattafa Nebras. Pretty much, I would say these, yeah, that's pretty much it. Are a lot of my clean, minimalistic sort of fragrances, actually, and a lot of my designer fragrances. Like, yeah, I love my YSLs, like Manifesto, and I love my YSLs. I love my Dior. I love my Lancôme, especially like this. I got last winter just before leaving for Mexico, and now when I smell this, it just reminds me of Mexico. It's Aura. I think that's what it's called, right? Lancôme Aura. Anyway, this scent is mostly from that time. I really love this one. It feels kind of dangerous having it up like this, but so far everything's been fine. I especially love my Guerlains, you know, like this is one of my all-time favorite fragrances. Mon Guerlain is one of my all-time favorite fragrances. I used to wear this a lot at bedtime. I'm wearing it less now. Just a soft, fluffy, non-gourmand marshmallow fragrance. Orange blossom, marshmallow, powdery, sweet fragrance, but not gourmand really. Not gourmand the way we think of gourmand as very literal foodie. And yeah, I really, really want to just talk about all these fragrances, but I'm going to do that in another video. This is also a recent favorite I've been wanting now for years, like since it came out, which is the Scandale Parfum. I think it's just the Parfum. It's not elixir or it's not intense. So yeah, this one I really like. It is very similar to, in vibes, to Hypnotic Poison, but it's so much more linear and simple. I like them both. If I had to choose, I probably would choose Hypnotic Poison. There's just something about it. And by Hypnotic Poison, I definitely mean the EDT is similar, but that one is just definitely way more complex and has much more going on. And this one, I would say it's like the initial spray that really reminds me of a Hypnotic Poison. Once it develops, I don't get that as much. This one's a lot more jasmine and caramel and salt. Like, it's very simple, but it's super yummy, super pretty, and I really like it. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it at that for now. These ones on the bottom have been neglected a bit. Like, I've gone through phases. Like, I really wore Prada Candy. I really wore this Prada Candy a lot when I first got it, and I still really love it. Where's my other Prada Candy? Oh, it's up here. Also that one. And since I've put them down here, I don't wear them as much, which is fine because I started wearing some of my other designer ones that I wasn't wearing as much before. So, you know, anyway, I think this is the prettiest part right here. I think, like this one and this one, although this one looked better before, it still feels, it's a little bit disorganized. But yeah, you guys, that's it for today. This is my current setup that I will definitely be changing according to fragrance type, which I think if I do that will also help me, you know, talk about the fragrances, it'll help me show you my collection in a way that makes more sense too, based on fragrance profile instead of the brand, I guess, you know, and I'll see a little bit more of what I have too, and if there's anything that's redundant. So I'll just show you one more time what this looks like. Thank you for watching, and until we see each other again, take care of yourself. I'll see you soon, and don't forget to let me know how you organize your fragrances, and if you've ever organized them the way that I just mentioned, which is by fragrance type, you know, so like florals together, and maybe even more specifically like tuberose scents together, or like super edible gourmand scents together, and then maybe even get more specific if I need to, if I see that I can, and be like just vanilla gourmands, or just chocolate gourmands, or just lactonic scents, you know what I mean? Depending on what ends up making sense once I organize them. I just realized that I could show you what it looked like all together. Let's see this. Okay, let me step back and see if we can get a wider view. This is how you can tell there's a lot of perfume. Want to go through it all with you, but that'll be for another video. This is my sneak peek, just a sneak peek today. Though of course, feel free to comment on any of the fragrances you see, your thoughts, let me know your favorites, all of that. definitely my favorite shelf, I think.